Short-barreled rifles. You probably have one, or you at least want one. But thanks to a law from 1934, owning one without jumping through federal hoops could land you behind bars for a decade and hit you with a $250,000 fine for each infraction. That could stop now, because the National Rifle Association, the Institute of Legislative Action, the NRA-ILA, has just petitioned the United States Supreme Court to nuke this unconstitutional mess once and for all. Yes, the Supreme Court just let us down with the assault weapon ban Snope case and the magazine ban Ocean State Tactical case, but the NRA-ILA is keeping the pressure on them, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The NRA-ILA is doing much better than it was when it was run by a different group. Hey everybody, my name is Jared, and I am here on the channel Guns and Gadgets every day. This is your premier source for Second Amendment news. If you care about your rights, and I know you do, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon and share this one far and wide. About 60% of my viewers aren't subscribed, and if y'all subscribed, I could get closer to that 1 million subscriber goal here on YouTube and prove to the man that the Second Amendment news really matters here on this platform. Because what's happening here in this case, Rush v. United States, could be the most important challenge to the National Firearms Act in decades. Huge. All right, guys, yesterday afternoon, the NRA-ILA officially filed a petition for certiorari with the United States Supreme Court. Translation, if you don't know the legal speak. Hey everybody, gonna give you 2 big updates on things where we'll do 3. We'll do the Hearing Protection Act, suppressors, short-barreled rifles, that's the SHORT Act, and let's talk constitutional carry. Before I dive in, I want to thank Blackout Coffee for sponsoring the video. If you're tired of weak-ass brews and even weaker politicians, fuel your fight for freedom with a bold roast made by patriots for patriots. Check us out at blackoutcoffee.com/GNG and take advantage of our hand-picked dads collection and save some money for Father's Day if you use the code on the screen, Best Dad. It's not going to last long, so jump on it. Right. Before I get into the cans and the short stuff, let's talk about constitutional carry in North Carolina. It has now passed the Senate and the House. It is on the way to the governor, where we fully expect it to be vetoed because the governor is an anti-gun clown. I reached out to Paul Vallone, who's the head of Grassroots North Carolina, and Paul just texted me something that I thought was awesome, and I wanted you to hear it. He said, while we appreciate that leadership may have allowed some Republicans to walk and avoid a recorded vote for now, knowing they had enough votes to pass it, Republicans who don't vote to override Governor Stein's inevitable veto will face consequences. In particular, Republicans like Representatives Ted Davis and Bill Brisson, who voted against the bill, are about to have their world lit up. Any Republican who votes against the override will face a primary. That is awesome. Paul is doing a ton of work over there, and wanted you to hear that from them over there at Grassroots North Carolina. If you're in North Carolina, you should be getting a hold of your representatives, especially if they're Republicans, and tell them to override the governor's anticipated veto of the constitutional carry bill. All right, that takes care of the constitutional carry update, where hopefully North Carolina gets to join the rest of the free world with that. And let's move to the stuff that many people around this country are concerned about. And this is, again, in the big, beautiful bill, the tax bill that Donald Trump is demanding Congress gets to his desk, hopefully by July 4th. That's when he wants to sign it, and time is a-ticking. Little Bird told me that the Finance Committee in the Senate, which is where the bill currently sits, remember it passed the House already, the Senate Finance Committee is looking to possibly release the verbiage of the bill, their version of the bill, within the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, today is Thursday as I'm recording this, so Friday or Saturday. That's what we're hearing. And Gun Owners of America have been doing a ton of work, guys and gals. They just sat down, Eric Pratt just sat down with Senator Marshall And Senator Marshall is the person who wrote the Short Act for the Senate. And I'm going to play you here what GOA released. I put this out on my socials yesterday, but I think it's key that you hear it again from the senator, where he tells you to call and email and write and tweet your senators. Check it out.
Hey, this is Eric Pratt with Gun Owners of America, and today we are talking about repealing the unconstitutional tax on short barrel firearms. And so I'm really pleased to be joined here by the author and chief sponsor of that legislation, Senator Roger Marshall. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy day. As you know, the chief sponsor of the legislation, what do you think are our chances of getting your bill into the big, beautiful bill?
Well, it's hard to believe, but I think there's a better than average chance. I'm not going to overpromise, but this is why we need GOA with us, that we need you all to be out there writing, emailing your senators, your members of Congress, and say, please include this. And then just trying to explain why it's so important. That, to me, in my humble opinion, a short-barreled rifle shotgun is such a great defense weapon. It's easily controllable. It's not as loud. I think it's the weapon of choice for many, many, many women. So I think that would be the big advantage of getting it across the finish line. And I think we need to be able to talk about just what a hassle factor it is right now to get a short-barreled rifle. It's what, $200, I think, and typically it was taking 6 to 9 months to get the permit through the system if you could get it through.
Yeah. So you're encouraging people to make those calls. Just in your experience, how effective is that when the American people are engaged and they're contacting their senators?
Well, look, if one person calls, it probably doesn't matter much. But if there's hundreds of people filling my inbox with emails or calls, and I think both are pretty equally persuadable right now, especially at this particular moment. When here we are trying to say, is this going to stay in the bill? Is it not going to be in the bill? It's going to cost a little bit of money, to be honest. So we'll lose some of that revenue, and which I'm glad to do. So it's going to cost a little bit of money. It's going to cost the government a little bit of money. So I think any type of urging your own member of Congress and your 2 senators, if you're ever going to be active, this is the time to do it.
Yeah. If your senator gives you any flack about it costing money, just remind them that they've been unconstitutionally taxing a constitutional right for almost 100 years. So it's really time that we put a stop to that. Well, I want to thank you for that encouragement. Is there anything else that you want to say before I give out the number for people to be calling?
I think that this also helps us in the relationship to the pistol braces as well, as I understand
absolutely.
it. And I think, again, I think of handicapped people, especially liking that pistol brace. And the bottom line is, as you were kind of getting to this, is that we were guaranteed a right to bear arms, and it is being limited by the federal government. What I love about your organization, you're the flagship up here now. The other organization is has no voice now for whatever reason. So you all have the largest voice up here. You have the best reputation. So just shoot the facts at your senators and their staff members. Don't underestimate their staff members. If you can set up a phone call with the staff member to discuss this, I think it's a great idea.
Well, I really appreciate you bringing up the fact about the pistol braces, firearms, because Senator Marshall's Short Act will forever put an end to a future president doing to us what Joe Biden did, where he weaponized the NFA to ban up to 40 million firearms. So taking the tax out of this and defanging it this way is the way to go. So if you're hearing this, you've heard what the senator said. Phone calls are crucial, even emails, but phone calls, if you would, 202-224-3121. Please make that call. It's really important. Encourage your senators to support adding the Short Act to the big, beautiful bill. I want to thank you so much for watching, and thank you again, Senator.
Eric, what was that number?
202-224-3121.
There Absolutely. We go. We got it. All right.
Make that call. Thank you.
And it's really good news coming from the guy who wrote it. He thinks that there's a good chance that the big, beautiful bill could have the Short Act installed here in the Senate version. Now, that's good. Like short-barreled rifles, and like the senator said, we need to get the messaging correct. We don't want to say crazy stuff, right? We want to be on par in what the senator said about good options for women. Smaller, more controllable, lighter. Those are good things to say to your representatives, your senators, stuff like that when you're talking to them about the SHORT Act. Now let's talk about the Hearing Protection Act. We already know that the main part of the Hearing Protection Act was included in the House. It is in the Senate version. But we want to have the rest of the Hearing Protection Act installed in the bill. I'm talking about Section 3 and 4 and however many sections there are. But that's the one where would remove all of these states that have stipulations about you can have them in our state. We'll let you have them as long as they're registered in some type of registration scheme federally, and the NFA meets that requirement. Well, we should never be saying, you know what, I don't really want to support that because I want that federal registry. Let's continue to violate everybody's rights so we can complain about it. That's not what we're here for. This is probably the only chance we can get to get short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, suppressors out of the NFA. NFA has been around for almost 100 years, and it's been an illegal taxation for that long. You don't tax a right. It's illegal, it's unconstitutional, and it's time to fix it. Period, point blank. So we want full versions of both bills inserted into the Senate version, and we don't have long to put pressure on the members of the Senate Finance Committee. Again, the number to the switchboard for the Capitol, Senate or House, if you want to talk to your reps or your senators, it's area code 202-224-3121. I'll also put in the description down below and here on the screen, this is the phone number to the Senate Finance Committee. I'll also put the web page for the Senate Finance Committee in the description as well as here on the screen so that you can go to that website. You know what? I'll put a QR code so it's even easier if you're watching on a smart TV. You can go to that page and click on every single member of the Finance Committee in the Senate and reach out to them. You can email them. You can call their office. Their phone numbers are on every one of those pages. I've checked them out. Also, their social media handles are on every one of those pages. I've checked it out. They're usually in the very bottom or the very top. You'll see the X symbol, the Twitter symbol. Click that. It brings you right to their Twitter and comment. We need to hit them on all fronts right now. We need a united push. We need to call. It takes you a minute to call, guys. Don't be intimidated. You've heard me say this for years. Just do it. So call your senators. You have 2, and call the Senate Finance Committee members. Then hit them up on X because that's their biggest platform. Other than calling them, X is the next biggest. Don't waste time writing to them right now because if they're going to pass this verbiage out in the next 48 hours, your letter's not going to get there. Let's be realistic. So you can email them if you want, but calls and Twitter right now are the most effective, and all of us should be doing this. If you've done it already, do it again. The more pressure we put on these people, the better. You heard the senator say it. You know, if one person calls, it's really not going to do anything. If 100 call, a couple hundred call, a couple thousand call, tens of thousands call, there's millions of us that want this. Why aren't millions of us calling? It takes a couple minutes out of your day. So numbers are on the screen. Numbers are in the description. Web pages in the description. I got QR codes to make it as easy as pie for you. Guys, it's time to light up the phones again. It's time to light up the social medias again. We're that close to the finish line. Let's push it across. Let's get this done because our children, our grandchildren will benefit from what we're doing right now to destroy the National Firearms Act. I appreciate y'all. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. It's our right. We're not giving up our rights. We're not going to be disarmed because of sorry feelings. We're just not doing it. So let's do the right thing here. I'll see you in the next one. Stay free.